So this morning, as I was waking up, I heard in my head. Keep in mind, I was still kind of in a dream state, so I was just switching over from dreaming into consciousness. And you know how when somebody will come over a PA system and it'll have that like noise, almost like a audio feedback noise. So I kind of heard that, and then I heard a woman say very clearly, "You were a demon." But without skipping a beat in my head, I immediately retorted, and I'm like, "Absolutely not. No, I'm not." So I put a pin in that because I was like, "Oh, I think that's relevant. That's a message." And sure enough, while I was out today, and I was doing just some like mild grocery shopping, I had to go get my cat some medicine and stuff. And so while I was at the store, I heard a couple different conversations, but two of them specifically stood out. And one of them was between these two employees, and they were talking about one of their other coworkers and how they get frustrated with her because she just puts things back wherever and da da da. And then in the other one, it was these two girls, and they were talking about somebody else. And she was saying she was so nasty and so rude, literally like that meme with, I think it's Nene Leakes, so nasty and so rude. So I think the biggest theme is that there is gossip going on right now. You're probably being talked about. I did have like a lot of tingling in my left ear today too, which is kind of like my gossip. Like, oh, there's 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 blab in a foot. So that may be relevant. You may be getting demonized right now. People may be taking something that you're doing or getting into, whether you could be getting into tarot or channeling or just moving more into a spiritual side that maybe isn't as traditional. And so people may be demonizing it. Especially, you're going to notice people demonize things that they do not understand. It may not even be spiritual. It could be just something every day, like you're just wanting to try something new, whether it's a dance class or you're wanting to explore a new hobby, and people are trying to demonize that. And they may be also adding traits to you and talking about you in a way that may not be the most accurate. It may probably be projections. And when I went ahead and pulled some tarot as to why, I think the biggest thing right now is there's just a ton of judgment. It's just a lot of petty nonsense, is just the best way I can do it. They're trying to basically get people to get on the bandwagon to judge you. But here's the thing, the nice thing about judgment, it's one of those cards where it's neither good nor bad, right? And so even if they're trying to put a negative spin on it, I don't think the people around them are really taking them too seriously. The call right now is to stay very balanced, stay in a very be very moderate in what you're choosing to do, and don't go overboard in excess of things, especially if you're that worried about what people have to say about you. Personally, I don't care. I don't give a two foots. You can say whatever you want about me. Sure, that's true. I actually enjoy a good gossip mill because half the time it's so over exaggerated and incorrect to who you actually are. It's actually enjoyable. Yeah, I did that. I'll take that because it sounds a lot more entertaining than what I'm actually getting into, right? That's very much the mentality you need to be in right now. Just stay very grounded, right? She's got one foot on the ground while also, you know, you stay in touch with your emotions. Don't, if it hurts your feelings, it hurts your feelings. That's allowed, but don't allow it to tip you over and throw you off balance, right? Because at the end of the day, the only reason this is happening is because they are extremely unhappy. They have so much stuff going on in their own lives that they have nothing better to do than to pick apart every other person around them because they're miserable. Money may not be flowing in the way it might, it used to be. Their relationships are probably not as close as they used to be. And because of that, they may be spreading mistruths. They may be not really wanting to be honest about the reality of why they're even engaging in this stuff. Or they may be wanting to just dodge and hide from their own behaviors. It's none of your business if they want to demonize you. That's on them. And this is somebody that is just the king. So the king of cups in reverse, that is somebody that is like in the upright, he is very fatherly. He's like the good dad, right? He's the dad that is super in touch with your emotions, who, is willing to let you fall down a few times, but he'll come swoop in and carry you the rest of the way if you need be. In the reverse, this is somebody that has no connection to their internal world at all. And if they do, they don't use it for the right reasons. If the queen is manipulative, this is like the jack of all trades in terms of emotional manipulation. The king of cups in reverse is not a nice fella. He is like Regina George on crack, right? You just want to push him in front of a bus. His stability is getting a little bit rocked right now. I'm saying his because that's what's on the card, but it could be a he, she, it could be a non-binary. Take it how it resonates. Just stay in a very, very loving, open energy. Just be very receptive. Be open to things that are coming in. Don't allow the gossip mill to pull you out of this. I'm ready for all the new things to come in. I'm enjoying my new hobby or my new craft or, learning this new skill or study. Now is not a time to get defensive and to allow yourself to be beating people off with sticks because you're worried about this. You may not know who it is that's gossiping about you, but at the end of the day, it doesn't matter, right? Because there are illusions and secrets coming out, and they are trying to hide the fact that you're very much in an Empress energy, right? You're somebody that's very calm, nurturing, you're giving, you're birthing new ideas, right? And you're not allowing these secret hidden things underneath the surface to get you riled up. You are not responsible for other people's anxiousness and sleepless nights over the fact that you're finally finding contentment, right? After these levels of harsh betrayals of people trying to stick swords in your back or steal things or just be full of nonsense and trying to pull you out of your own faith and belief in things, And the nice thing about the star in reverse is even in the negative, it's not necessarily negative. While this is about having faith in something on the outside, in the reverse, this is very much speaking to having faith on yourself, that you believe that you are capable, that you're ready, that you have the capacity to carry whatever it is that you need to into the next, phase of life, because you're moving very much into a Queen of Pentacles kind of an energy. That is like the working mother, the working father, right? Who can keep balanced in all areas in terms of staying grounded and emotional and steadily along the pace while also maintaining her home. You're not responsible for the impatience of others in the term that none of this worked out for them. You're not worried about these moody, impatient people. You are very much staying very, very, very happy. And you're not allowing, people to come in with this fake magician energy and trying to make you feel like you don't have choices in the matter. You are very much the master, right? You've got all the elements you need to manifest the life that you want. And you're very aware that this illusion of not having a choice is not real. You could be wanting to go back to school. You could be wanting to join a club. You could be wanting to just move into more traditional way of living, a more slow, healthy version, right? Reconnecting with your community. You're very aware of the fact that people's inabilities to rip their own minds off is not your problem. You're very much in a charitable, balanced, and moving towards freedom kind of an energy, right? You are very excited for the spark of the ace. You're ready for the new things that are coming, and you're not allowing the battles with this whoever to get you rocked, because you're very much an emperor in how you run your kingdom. You're willing to get up and fight for it if you need to, but I think right now you don't really need to, because at the end of the day, if they're calling you a demon, you should kind of be flattered about that, because at the end of the day, demons are scary, right? I mean, in the context in which they're trying to use it. So if they have that little bit of fear of you, that's not necessarily a bad thing. That's a good thing, because that means they're probably not saying this stuff to your face. Because why would they? Don't want to piss off a demon.